and welcome to the Freelancers Coffee Break podcast. I'm your host, Ali, and with my co host, Mehmet Turan. We talk about freelancing, and today we're going to talk specifically about Upwork, how it has evolved throughout the years, and where it's going, or at least where we see it going. Welcome, Mehmet. How have you been since we last
Yeah,
talked?
it's been a very long time that we didn't talk. So
Yeah, one day.
one
Yeah,
day,
after that long break, I think it's well deserved that like we record more episodes and be more active.
yeah.
Yeah,
If we have time, let's record it so that if work comes in, we can give
yeah,
a break.
totally.
Yeah,
So Mehmet, you've been on Upwork since the beginning. I know you were a freelancer on Odesk before Upwork.
I just became freelancer at the time that they were, turning from Odesk to Upwork.
Okay,
I
okay,
remember going into their website, but only to be forwarded to Upwork website.
okay. So
Yeah.
Upwork, for those who don't know, Upwork used to be these two different platforms called elance.com and Odesk. So they combined and there was
Merged.
Upwork. Yeah, they merged and there was Upwork. And I personally was a freelancer on elance.com and I was never really active, but that's the platform where I got my first jobs. Um, and it's actually in terms of interface and the base of what you're seeing on Upwork is coming from elance.com.
Mm.
So there's been a lot of changes. It was great. The first transition was great. They did not change much, but it was just better when they first transitioned to being Upwork. But yeah, and
They used
before
to give credits free of charge, 60 credits per month.
yeah, they used to give free connects.
Yeah,
So
the most expensive connect for a job application was 4 connects, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
And
we're
most of them
seeing
were 2 connects.
we're seeing an inflation of connects on Upwork, and which we'll talk about. Absolutely. Yeah, it was like I had many opportunities before COVID and after COVID, maybe for
Mhm.
some time. But yeah, it started getting weirder and weirder. They started adding, I mean, just recently, in the past 2 years or so, they've been adding like new algorithms and new approaches to how they distribute jobs. And we're hearing weird things where Upwork is connecting with agencies. Where have you heard that? Like where they're like connecting agencies outside of Upwork and trying to
No,
delegate work to
I
agencies outside of work. So, and that's like Upwork doing this. So we're hearing also like really weird things going on. And yeah, as most freelancers who have been working on Upwork, know that it has changed a lot, and I'm not happy. Uh, at least in my industry, they're not bringing as many jobs.
no.
It's nearly not enough. I guess people are going directly to agencies now, and we don't see nearly as much job postings. So I don't even look anymore on the
No.
feed. Yeah, I don't even like rarely, maybe once, twice a week, because I did. And also, like their algorithm used to be like, you would apply for jobs and they would reward you for that as
Yeah.
you spend connects. And that's like something within the new system they brought. But they just changed that. And that's not, I don't think, applicable anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know what works now, to be
honest.
honest. And yeah, people think spending connects on like it's like gambling, man. so odd, that you, instead of your skills and your like background, you have to put your money in there to be on top of the list, which is ridiculous, I think. Yeah, what do you think, Mehmet? These are things that come to my mind, and what do you think?
As you said, the system since I joined to Upwork has changed a lot. I can't think of myself if I was a new starter right now as 2024. I can't see myself as a succeeding freelancer because just as you said, you have to buy all those connects without any because as I said, for the every month Upwork was giving 60 connects free of charge. So at least you have 60 connects to spend, and 4 connects was the most expensive submission at the time, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. And now if you were a new starter, then what are you going to do? You'll buy hundreds of connects. That means spend $100 maybe or more every month just to get a few jobs to pay those $100 and
Maybe not even that.
Yeah. Plus
Also,
you'll give 10% of what you earn again to Upwork and
yeah.
then live off with what is left. Very difficult.
If
I
you're
don't
like a
think
$5 an hour freelancer who's like just
Yeah.
starting, trying to get in the freelancing world, it's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I think
bad,
that it's like
really bad.
it's like telling don't become a freelancer on Upwork kind of thing. We have too many freelancers. We are trying to get rid of them. We try to decrease the number.
Look, they
It
used
gives
to
a
have,
signal like that.
they must have gotten lazy, Mehmet, but no. They used to have a system where, you would apply. I remember so many of my friends who are like really skillful, who have their degrees uh, in the industry they're working, who have all the credentials, who couldn't get signed up for Upwork in 2019 or 2020, I'm talking about.
Yeah, they were rejecting them.
Before COVID. So, they were rejecting. So there was a process. But now they're just taking everybody because they're just, it's ugly.
Spending,
I'm sorry to
yeah,
say this, but like they're trying to
bad.
fuck people over to take their money, to sell them connects and to boost their fucking profiles. And you see these like, they come up with these reviews about Upwork. Oh, like, have you seen that one? Like, hey, here's how I made $2 million on Upwork.
You can do it as well.
Like, fuck you, bitch. Like, fuck you, whoever put that ad there. Because, like, it's nasty. I don't like it. I don't like the approach. It's too capitalist, I love capitalism, but this is too much. This is like fucking people over, basically. It's cheating. No value. Like, I think that's really important. Like, you have to, because if we are like, as freelancers making money for Upwork, we're basically, everybody's giving them 10% right now. And that's a lot of money, Mehmet.
Yeah.
And then they have to provide a service, and the service they provide should not be the names or the menus changed. There's no value in it right now. So I'm really, really frustrated, to be honest. Yeah.
Also, the inflation on these credits, I understand they don't want millions of people just to apply the same job, just because it's a high-paying job. I'm sure a lot of freelancers from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh are, trying to apply to any job. If it was free or had a very low value, they'll just apply.
It's
Because
easy.
I also did.
It's easy to solve this. Like, you can create like an algorithm where, the algorithm calculates your median, the
I
ortalama ne
got
ya?
your point. Yeah.
The median of your
Revenue,
like
hourly
hourly
rate,
rates and the fixed price jobs, and so you have AI now which can easily do that, and then it will just stop you from you can't apply to certain jobs until you get to a certain level. But
Mhm,
no, because they're gonna lose money. They just
mhm.
have to. This corporate mindset is really, really nasty. I think they need to look at their management to do like higher echelons, and reconsider who's doing what, because yeah, these are not just these are not gonna work. It's gonna blow, I think.
I
Yeah.
think it's also blowing because I'm sure you also received that mail from Upwork. Everyone, even in our WhatsApp group, people said, "Did you also receive this message? Don't take." It was a warning, kind of. Don't give your contact details to clients, etc., etc. Kind of. You
Yeah, this
remember?
is against our community guidelines.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's
Yes.
not an
Yes. Yes.
email, it's a direct message from the app,
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
from their app. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that you
I
can't
think,
reply to.
yeah, I think they also see, because of this increasing credits and so on, they see some freelancers leaving, or leaving with the clients. Most likely people won't leave just without anything. Probably they are just leaving and taking the clients with them and disappearing. And it's kind of their measurement, or
They're too
trying to
late.
stop it. But
Too late for that. You
yeah.
know, whoever has left has left. Before the transition from the older management to the new management, when they bought Upwork, I think it was sold to somebody else, and not sure about this, but there was a change in management, and just before that, they had this like campaign where it used to be the client had to pay like some percentage of whatever money you made from them
Mm-hmm.
from the beginning to take the freelancer out, and that would be a ton of money in some cases. But so they had this like period for 3 months or something, where the client had to pay only $1.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
when I took them all out, and I'm so glad I did.
So I've been using Fiverr for the last 2 months. Um, of course, I'm just a newbie there, but the advantage of Fiverr is that you don't spend any connects, and people just apply to you if they, you know, see your profile and either submit uh, the project to you for you to check and bid on it, or they directly buy it, or they just message you. So there are different, but nice thing is that at least you don't spend connects. This connect thing bothers me a lot because it's just you are buying and you don't know what will happen. But if you don't buy connects, if you don't apply to jobs, then there is nothing else to do. You
It
have to
used to
just
be, yeah,
rely on your old clients.
it used to be, I would buy connects enough to like apply for 40 jobs, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll get one of them. In 40,
Mm-hmm.
I will get one, and that was like a rule for years. I would just get a client from that. Like it's either a small client or a big client. But now, like you said, actually, like now that you won't get new clients. And also, like it's not that like we have bad profiles, Mehmet. You're an expert at it, and I'm a top rated with 100% success, who has around, I guess, like 7,000 hours
Mm.
and a bunch of like almost 200 jobs successfully completed. No bad reviews at all, and really great feedback from clients. And I can't get jobs. Like, so it's a waste of money, waste of time, to be honest, right now. They have to do something, Mehmet. What do you think? What do you think they can do to make this better, make this work for them and for the freelancers?
I think they, as you said, they have to have a measurement system. Um, like, for example, if someone who is $10 hourly rate can be top rated plus on Upwork if they make enough money in 1 year, or even if, or you can be top rated plus or expert rated if your hourly rate is $100. It For Upwork, it's the same thing more or less when you try to search it. But does the $10 per hour person has the same quality level with the $100 per hour project? Or let's say a project's total value is, for one person, he delivered the project for, let's say, $60 and received 5 stars. Another person delivered the project for 10K and received 5 stars. Are these projects the same? If you're able to make someone happy after he spent $10,000, probably what you deliver is very, very good, because it should mean for that person more valuable than $10,000. Correct? Then
Yeah.
it's easy for me to make someone happy when he's spending $20 or $50. He has some minor issue and you just sold it for $50 or $60.
But you can say that, I think, for any long-term contract, regardless of how much, because like if
Yeah.
someone is like working for $10 an hour and they had this
Mm.
contract going for 2 years, that still
Mhm.
means, I think, that the client is happy.
And so they have to have some certain rules on in what terms, for example, let's say a 10-star system, and you set rules on what occasions you reach to a point. So someone who is getting all these very high value clients, for example, let's say we know that Microsoft is on Upwork and Unilever also is on Upwork. If you are able to deliver a project to Unilever or Microsoft and the value of the project, let's say, is $5,000 and you still got 5 stars, your categorization, you should have a score for that, not
Mhm.
JSS score, but
Like
well,
GSS, actually, but with different metrics, which
yeah,
calculates
different
your
metrics, yeah,
score, which could be your like
based on
freelancer,
complexity, yeah.
freelancer rating or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you can name whatever you want. So it makes a lot of sense, and and based on that, you will block some freelancers from applying to certain jobs, and
Exactly.
yeah,
Let's say you have a rating out of 10, you have rating of 5. That means you can apply all jobs below 5 and plus one job above 5, up till 6, for example.
yeah. So they have a chance to grow as well.
Yeah.
See, Mehmet, it's easy. Have you ever thought about this? Like, I haven't, and this is like in this podcast, this is what I thought about. This is easy. I bet they know that, but yeah, it's a shame that, yeah,
And the thing is that the market is a bit saturated with all these freelancer platforms. So many companies try to do something, but none of them are able to reach the potential of Upwork. Maybe Fiverr a little bit, but the rest is not there.
yeah.
LinkedIn had a very big potential, but for some reason they are not using it.
No, they went another route.
Mhm.
LinkedIn went another route, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's sad that, like, when you're a monopoly in an industry, then you set the rules, and if the person who's setting the rules is some corporate monster, then this is what happens. I think people should understand the value of giving, at the very basics. Even if you're like a big corporation, it's really important that you give, because like when you don't, it's gonna blow, man. Like, you have to give at some point, and all they have been doing is take and take and take and take, and they're billing also the clients extra. So I don't know, like, I'm not sure about the full amount, but yeah, some percentage they're, billing the clients as well. I'm sure there are a bunch of like, tax stuff and so forth, but yeah, man, at the end of the day, it's a lot of money. So,
Yeah.
and I'm not even sure how Upwork is not profiting and they're losing money. It's a big
Yeah,
question.
every year they're losing money.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I read
Yeah.
this thread and somebody was saying, oh, they have like a bunch of people who work for them. And like, are you kidding me? Are you aware of the money that's like going in there and out? Like, that's a crazy amount. And it's impossible. Like, you have to have thousands and thousands of people working for you to, lose profits because of that. It just doesn't
Hmm.
make sense, Mehmet. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Sketchy.
yeah. And most of the people working, I think, are freelancers as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
the best thing is that not rely on Upwork. When of course, you'll still need these platforms to find new clients, especially when you are outside of Western world, I would say. Uh, but try to always have kind of a way to engage to direct clients. LinkedIn and any other platform you can find. Behance can be a good alternative
I
for
have a good
some.
example for this.
Yeah.
So, people hesitate. They're like, oh, like they're gonna say no if I reach out to them and so
Mhm.
forth. So there's this guy, Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane is the artist who drew Spawn, who created, the Spawn,
Mm.
the comic book character. Yeah,
Comical, yeah.
had movies and
Hmm.
cartoons and comic books and action figures. Uh, so Todd McFarlane actually started drawing, and he started applying his drawings to Marvel and DC comics. And he has like every year he shares this on Facebook, where he shows all the rejection letters he got, and he
Mm.
has over 300 rejection
Mm.
letters from Marvel and DC, and he kept like every year he kept sending like 9, 8 of them, just to get rejected again, just to get rejected. But what they did is they always got back to him and rejected him and gave him some feedback. So at some point he got the job for Spider-Man, and he started drawing Spider-Man for some time, and then he created Spawn, and then he just left, Marvel, and just turned Spawn into he has now like a toy brand called McFarlane Toys. He shot movies, he made a lot of money, and he got there just because of rejection. I know this is like a rare story, but it's, I think, a good thing that shows, there's always a way. So I guess
Yeah,
like it's important to be persistent and not give up.
I agree. I don't know if you receive, but as a researcher, I get a lot of emails through email and also through LinkedIn a lot, and usually from Eastern countries, Pakistan, India. I would like to do retouch for you and so on. And in most of them, there is not even the name. They just message. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. At least if you want to get the attention of someone, at least have a look at their website. I learn their name, check their name, check their work, and say, I like your work on this very much and wanted to reach out to you. Even if I'm going to reject you in that, for the ones who don't even have a name, I don't even reply. But if there's a name and there's a meaningful
Yeah,
explanation,
if you're
I feel
taking
the
them
need to,
seriously and taking
yeah,
what you're doing
I feel the
seriously,
need to
and
reply them. But if you just message them, just don't message people.
people. Yeah, exactly. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I think I always say, man, like LinkedIn is a great place to reach out to people, to find mentors, to find work. But yeah, you have to be authentic and intimate.
Exactly.
Not
Yeah.
intimate, but yeah, authentic with your messages. And yeah, and be a, you can still be a little persistent when you feel you can be. So yeah, it's more work than, the jobs won't be laying in front of you like it used to be on Upwork, but it is a way,
Mm.
to connect. Like, for example, there are people reaching out to me as well on LinkedIn. And like I said, what I told them was, like we don't have any space for any recruits right now, but yeah, like they're there, I will definitely like consider they follow up. They're like, hey, anything? Uh, like I'm like, I'll let you know, but yeah, so they're there. So
Yeah.
I might reach out to them for sure. Uh, Whoever, I see fit when the time is right. So there are a lot of like variables when it comes to giving someone a job, especially if you're poor like me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we wrap it up?
Yes, sir. So yeah, join our LinkedIn group, Freelancers
Yeah.
Coffee Break.
Yeah. Join there, ask your questions, give your suggestions. We'll be happy to see more people there.
Yeah.
And we also wait for any, you're recommending, because we sometimes run out of ideas what to talk about. So any recommendation is more than welcome.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. And I guess like there has to be something happening within Upwork so that we can, if there's something worth talking about, then yeah, why not? But right now there's just not. So yeah, thank you then,
Okay.
Mehmet.
Yeah. Bye bye.